All right, guys, this is Milan again here at the Nikolov Agency. In this video, we're going to speak about another rating factor that it's pretty important and it has to be done also correctly. So that's something you should watch for when you're receiving your quote mm, through any of these companies, and this is going to be your radius, right? The radius when we are talking about interstate crossing state lines with all the companies has to be at least 300 to 500. 500 has to be part of it, all right? Some of them, Geico, it's 300 to 500 for them to issue filings. Berkshire wants to do unlimited regardless. The same thing with Canal Test Drive. Progressive wants to do at least 500. You cannot do less than 500 if you want to have your federal filings issued. So if somebody gives you some type of a quote with like 200 miles, 100 miles, rest assured you're not going to have no federal filings issued because those are like company requirements. They want to make sure that if they're going to be issuing you federal filings, you're really going to be driving long distances. However, the problem comes from where agents uh, give you like 500-mile radius just so you can qualify for the federal filings, and that might be sufficient. That's sufficient for a lot of people that drive like regionally, let's say northeast, southeast, midwest, right? And they don't really travel too far away. And as you can see, it's not like you can never travel too far away, like further than that. I mean, you can do it 1 out of 10, and that's still fine. But if you're one of these drivers that it's constantly driving like 1,000 miles, or I mean, you're just traveling like long distances in general, you need to be at more than 500 miles or the so-called unlimited miles radius. And the difference between the two, let's just put back the 26.5 just so you can see it. It's sometimes it is significant price wise, sometimes it's not. So it depends, but at the end of the day, if that's what you're doing, this is how it needs to be done because you want to make sure you're properly covered in the event of a claim, and there are no questions or no reason to be declined. But in this case, as you see, it's a big swing when we are talking the 500-mile range and the unlimited. Right, the 500 was about 38,000. In this one, it's 47,000. Sometimes I've seen the difference being only like $1,000, $1,500. It all depends. All right. So this will conclude the main things that can be different on your quote as far as a box truck. Now, for other vehicles like a semi truck and hot shots, there are other things that can be manipulated in the quote. So, my advice, it's whoever you buy your insurance with. I mean, if you want us to do it for you, we'll definitely be happy to help you. But if you want to work with somebody else, it's perfectly fine. No, I mean, it's business. Just make sure you look thoroughly through everything that has been inputted in that quote. Because as you see from all these examples we went over with you, um, one thing missing or one thing not being done correctly can mean the difference between 38,000 and 47,000. Now, this is a little excessive, right? Because a normal box truck policy, let's say in Georgia, will be in the range of 14 to $18,000, right? Um, and sometimes I even see them at 12 and 13. And again, the reason being here so high, it's because the person we're using, it's a fictitious name, and even the coverages are not accurate, right? Which is 750, not in a million, and so on and so forth. But the point is, if one of these things is not accurate, and then you buy the policy that way, uh, and then that policy It's 100% guaranteed it's gonna go through underwriting. Underwriting corrects that error. You're gonna be up for extra bill, and that extra bill it's gonna be pretty significant. Or if not an extra bill, it's gonna be cancellation. So, uh, I mean, working with an agent, it's free of charge. You don't pay anything extra. Just make sure you work with an agent that explains everything thoroughly to you, understands the matter, and and feel confident that things are done properly and correctly, not just like the best price, because the best price on the front end um, usually it's not what it looks like. Especially you should be extra concerned if you see uh, three quotes from Progressive, from Geico, from Berkshire, from Canal, you name it, and all three are different prices. There should be like exactly the same price to the last penny. There should be no price difference when they're all done correctly. So we'll see you in the next videos, and I hope this helps you understand your for hire commercial trucking insurance.